If you look up music supervisor in the dictionary, Maureen Crowe's photo will probably be there. She cut her teeth on the TV show Fame and ended up expanding the role of what music supervisors actually do. She redefined the entire scope of what music supervisors could do with her groundbreaking work on the mega hit movie, The Bodyguard. She made us laugh with Wayne's World. She scared us half to death and made us gasp for air with The Perfect Storm. She made Roxy Hart unforgettable in Chicago, and she's been doing groundbreaking music supervision on every single project she's touched for 3 decades. But maybe her biggest accomplishment is being the co-founder and president of the Guild of Music Supervisor for 5 years. Let's hear a little bit of her work.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning.
Just outside of Chicago.
Galileo.
Pop, 6, squish. Cicero. Lipschitz. Pop, 6, squish. Cicero. Lipschitz. Pop, 6, squish. Cicero.
Do you think you could fall for a woman like me?
What's your biggest fear? Drowning. Heights. Crabs. Or maybe the opposite. Some fears you face head on. Some you take to your grave.
What an incredible body of work, and you're still doing it 3 decades later. You must have been like, what, 4 or 5 when you started?
Yeah, really, I was a prodigy, that's it. I'm sure there's plenty of people in the room. How many people even remember Fame? Anyone? Oh, that's great. That's great, it was a really wonderful experience. You know, I'd started in doing theater when I was growing up, so when I interviewed for the job, I said, well, yeah, but I can't transpose music or anything like that. It's like, oh, no, that's not the job, that's not the job. And after a while, I was able to start finding the music and learning about all the wonderful songwriters that were out there that could help make the story shine and touch people's hearts. So thank you all for being part of that journey.
So when you started out doing this, I mean, music supervision was a credit maybe, but it really wasn't a defined art or science or job description, right? It was just like somebody in charge?
There was just a head of music in television and film, and they usually just took care of score. It was at a time when there was still kind of standing orchestras where you could actually call in an orchestra and, you know, or a small group or something, before home studios kind of took over. But they had started doing it. I like to think that it actually started back in the 60s with Easy Rider. It was really the stories that were being told reflected people's lives, and their lives, contemporary music was part of their lives, and it was a storytelling tool. And so there was Easy Rider, there was, you know, The Big Chill, all these different things. Filmmakers really started using it different. Michael Mann, around the same time, started Miami Vice, which, you know, had the whole different kind of Miami sound that was going on, and electronica and all that. And Becky Mancuso, which was one of the first music supervisors, had worked on Urban Cowboy and on Footloose. And when I was working on Fame, someone said, you know, there are people that are kind of doing this thing as a career. You know, you should kind of do this. And, you know, we used to get the script. In television, it's very much like a machine, you know, that you get one script that you're reading, one script that you're shooting from what you read 2 weeks before, and then you're posting, finishing it on the other end. So you're actually working on 3 projects kind of at the same time. And it's very fast. So, you know, that's really was kind of the training. Like, okay, you know, he feels bad, and then he sings a song. And then afterwards, you know, he feels better. you know, or he kills himself, or, you know, but the songs had to, you know, like in a musical, had to kind of push the story forward in some way and let the audience know what was going on. So it was a tremendous training ground, and I think when I worked on The Bodyguard, it was, I was kind of new to film, and I was really the kid, you know, they were like, okay, well, she can help organize stuff or whatever. But because I had been doing it for like, you know, already 5 years in terms of helping to tell the stories with songs, when What Becomes of the Brokenhearted was recorded for Fried Green Tomatoes, and that was originally the song that she was supposed to sing, and it was climbing the charts as we were shooting. It was like, we have to find another song. And, you know, and for a story, you always look at, what does the song have to do? You know, what is the, what's the end result? You know, what does it serve? It had to be from his world. It had to be in a bar that played music that he would listen to, and that she would sing it back to him, a man she had an affair with, had just taken a bullet for her, and she was probably never going to see again, you know, and had gone to this critical. So when you ask the right question as a story, I like to think the song presents itself, you know, because you have to answer those questions. It has to fulfill all those needs at the end of it. So,
But that's a look into the actual thought process of the supervisor. And I was thinking as I was working on the questions the other night, there's not a person in this room that wouldn't give up, you know, a fingertip to get a song to you. And they're thinking, oh man, if only I could get my stuff to a supervisor. But the timing has to be so perfect, because your need as a supervisor, it could be the greatest song in the world, right? But if you don't
no, that's the thing. I mean, it's the amazing part of, you know, talking to songwriters, and I've done, you know, conferences, and you'll have somebody come up and go, I have the perfect song. I have the perfect song for Scandal. I have the perfect song for Breaking Bad. It's like, okay, great. Well, you know, what kind of music is it? Or how do you think, like, of what's been in the show, why do you think that's perfect? Like, what character would be, and, oh, well, I don't watch the show. And we're like, you don't watch the show? Well, no, I'm too busy in the studio. You know, I don't have time to watch these shows. It's like, well, how do you think it's perfect for the show if you don't watch the show, you know? And so I know it's hard, because you're in the world creating, but it's just like if you wanted to place it with a singer, you know, if it was a country song, you wouldn't necessarily be sending it to Jay-Z. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing where you have to really do your homework in terms of what, you know, what's going on and what the needs are. And, you know, Scandal uses all existing music, so probably not a big shot unless it was something in a genre that might be just used in kind of a background thing.